Hello, my name is Kelly
Hello,
Easton,
I'm
and this is my
Kelly Easton,
presentation
and this
on
is my presentation on non-governmental
organizations'
organizations' roles in disasters.
Non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, are typically not-for-profit
corporations and charities.
They're found in local,
They include
national, or international settings.
or international groups.
They're
And are not
independent from any
associated with any form of
including
government,
groups
although
like
they
FEMA.
often do work with them.
The main purpose of an NGO is to provide humanitarian aid and relief to disaster victims. NGOs' core values include independence and that they're not related to any form of government. They're impartial, non-discriminatory, and need-based aid is provided. And they're neutral. Their aid is not intended to further political or religious views. There are many roles for NGOs in a disaster, including the collection and distribution of food, water, shelter, supplies, clothing, the setup of the shelters, financial support in the way of donations, assisting with cleanup and repairs of the homes and towns, working with local or national emergency management centers, and other various miscellaneous projects.
The main role of NGOs is to collect donations of food, water, tents, clothing, and other miscellaneous supplies, such as toothbrushes and toothpaste and hairbrushes. They set up these distribution centers in the disaster area and help to provide them to the victims. The shelters that they provide are temporary and include tents, modular structures, and in worst-case scenarios, lean-tos. The picture on the right shows a tent city that was set up by an NGO after the disaster in Haiti. Another role of NGOs is financial support. They collect donations and distribute them to disaster victims so they can help to purchase food and other supplies. Most of this financial support for the NGOs comes from charity and donations, with some of it, the larger NGOs, coming from federal grants. Another role is cleanup and repairs. NGOs assist with debris removal, home and building repairs, and assisting federal agencies such as FEMA. They help clear roadways, take down trees, and clean up people's homes. Along with assisting with cleanup for the government agencies, they also help to set up communications between disaster areas and EOCs. Groups such as the American Radio Relay League Incorporated help to make sure that the communications stay available between disaster areas and EOCs when the disaster areas have no other form of communication. They also assist victims by bringing them to the registration sites for financial assistance. There are other miscellaneous roles, such as animal evacuation and shelter services, and laundry services, like the Tide Loads for Hope, which cleans, dries, and folds victims' laundry. Pros and cons of NGOs. The pros include the ability to mobilize quickly in a disaster area. This is because they're usually local or nearby, and oftentimes NGOs are specialized groups, such as the Humane Evacuation Animal Rescue Team, or HART, which works to help rescue, abandon, or stranded pets and reunite them with their owners. Cons include possible turf wars between other NGOs, duplication of services, and the fact that they don't often stay until the entire relief effort is completed. This is because NGOs are mostly comprised of volunteers who have jobs that they have to get back to at home. Examples of NGOs. The most common example is the American Red Cross, which is most often seen at disaster scenes. Other examples of NGOs include Goodwill, United Way, the Salvation Army, Children's Disaster Services, Society of St. Vincent de Paul, Catholic Charities, the Heart Group, Tide Loads of Hope, Volunteers of America, Adventist Community Services, and the American Radio Relay League, Incorporated. This concludes my slide presentation on the role of NGOs in a disaster. Thank you.